parents and dear participants. I would like to start this mother language event with a welcome from my mother language, Tamil. Tamil it's actually pronounced as Tamil and Tamil in English. So it's called Vanakkam. Vanakkam means welcome. So Tamil, I'm very proud of Tamil because it's one of the oldest classical surviving languages, equivalent to Mandarin and Greek. So we all here to celebrate the International Mother Language Day event, which is International Mother Language Day is actually celebrated in 21st of February every year by United Nations. And so it all makes us proud, creates a diversity when you have different mother languages and when you appreciate different mother languages spoken. And we're talking about 6,000 spoken mother languages in the world, 6,000. And every year, they say when a kid doesn't talk a mother language, so you're talking about the number goes down. And now with this event, celebrated by Tinai America, Porichikavangar, Pavendar, Bharadas, Mandram, and Galatta Nettisan teams, we want to create awareness to the student community, to the future generations, you being as messengers, to create how important the mother language is. The great leader Nelson Mandela once said, if you talk to a man in a language he understands, it goes to his mind. If you talk to a man in his own mother language, it goes to his heart. So we are going to talk in this event from our hearts. With this, I welcome everyone, and I would like to thank the students who joined this event in a Saturday morning with all your, I know it's a weekend, so thank you for participating in this event. And I would like to thank Franklin Township Councilman at Large, Mr. Ram Anbarsan, who is actually in a vacation. But when I actually spoke to him about this event, the next question he asked is, when is the event? So that shows his love and affection towards the student community. I thank him and welcome him. And before we start the event, I would like to welcome Kanmani Duraikanan, who is going to be the coordinator of this event. She's going to manage the entire event. I'm not going to bore you all. She's going to manage you. So it's going to be a student event. So we want to make it a very pure student event. And Kanmani Duraikanan, she is a senior she's a senior in the Odissi Charter School in Wilmington, Delaware. Her mother tongue is Tamil, and she actually goes to a Tamil school here in Delaware, and she has received an advanced certification in Tamil literacy from the state of Tamil Nadu, India. And she is very passionate about civic engagement and also a student coordinator of the annual Delaware Youth Environmental Summit last year, where she led a group of 30 students to build a conference, and in a conference of about attended by 300 people. And she is also part of Model United Nations and Youth in Government, where she has qualified for and attended the national level conference. And she is currently a member of the county's youth planning board and student body president, and an active member of her school's community. And Kanmani strongly believes in the power of youth. Amazing. It's an amazing profile. So I would like to hand off and welcome Kanmani Duraikanan to coordinate this program and proceed further. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the introduction, Uncle. Let me know if you guys can't hear me or anything like that. I know that Zoom can be problematic sometimes. But hello, everyone. Vanakkam. My name is Kanmani Duraikanan. I'm super excited to be here and wanted to thank, first of all, the organizers of this event for recognizing the importance of International Mother Language Day. And I wanted to thank you all for attending through Zoom during these long, unprecedented times. I'm so grateful to be here and MC this event because of my own journey with Tamil. Growing up, I used to honestly resent Tamil for the ways that it made me different from my peers and the ways it made me stand out. But as I've grown older, I've recognized that Tamil has given me a connection to my culture to my family. It's given me communities because of things like Tamil school. And it's given me a home on the other side of the world. So I'm eager to hear all the participants talk about what their mother tongue means to them. But first, what is Mother Language Day? So International Mother Language Day is a worldwide annual observance held on the 21st of February to promote awareness of linguistic and cultural diversity and to promote multilingualism. The initiative was brought forth by Bangladesh to UNESCO and has been celebrated since 2000. 21st of February is the anniversary of the day in 1952 when many martyrs from East Pakistan, now known as Bangladesh, sacrificed their lives to fight for recognition of Bangla. Similarly, in Tamil Nadu, citizens and activists have fought for years to retain the purity of the Tamil language and promote a sense of Tamil nationalism. Tamil people have fought against making Hindi compulsory to learn in schools since the 1930s and worked to prevent making Hindi as the national language of India, a nation in which, as you all know, hundreds of languages are spoken. Thousands have gotten arrested, and many have died in order to preserve Tamil, and we remember them and the many others who have fought for their mother languages today. So our first speaker is our chief guest, Mr. Ram Anbarasan. Mr. Anbarasan is currently part of the Council at Large at Franklin Township. He is a member of the Executive Committee of the Somerset County Democratic Committee and serves in the Finance and Technology Committees. He is commissioner at the Franklin Township Sewerage Authority. He is chairman of the board of directors and past president of New Jersey Tamil Association, a secular and cultural organization for the people of Tamil language origin. Professionally, he is the former executive director and CEO of njworkforce.org, and he was the chair of the Warren Township Democrats. Thank you so much, Mr. Anbarasan, for coming to speak with us. I'm so excited to hear what you have to say.
Thank you, Kanmani, for your lovely introduction. Greetings, everyone, from the Franklin Township Council and myself. Thank you, Bala, for organizing this International Mother Language Day event. Just so you know, I am in India right now, truly making this an international event, speaking my mother language for the last couple of weeks every day. It's great. Even though I have lived in the US for 42 years and spoke English most of the time, my mother language, Tamil, one of the most ancient languages, as Bala said, still remains very close to my heart as my first language. In fact, when I grew up in India, until I went to college, I studied all school subjects in Tamil, like many of my friends here, except one subject, English, of course, right? People like me tend to think in Tamil and sort of mentally translate into English when they speak. So occasionally I remind my colleagues that English is my second language. Give me a break. We call our first language our mother language. Ever since we were in our mother's womb, we have heard our mother's voice. As babies, we grew up listening to the soothing sounds of our mothers, and it is natural to associate our language to our mothers. Mother language helps the child in his or her mental, moral, and emotional and cognitive development. Without the words to think and communicate, our lives would be very different from what it is. Thought leads way to language, then language leads way to thought, and the circle continues throughout the life. The mother language is the representative of a nation's or state's true identity and character. It acts as a binding force, creating unity among the countrymen and women. M. Hamel once rightly said that when people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. One's language paves the way for one's independent existence. And if this element is taken away from one, it is like taking away one's identity and thereby independence. Relation between our language and culture is deep rooted. One may be able to foster a deeper connection to their parents, family, relatives, history, culture, and religion through the use of mother language. There are a number of things we can all do to foster our mother language, like speaking to family members in your mother language, learning to read, write in your mother language, asking your school if your mother language can be added to the curriculum, watching some good mother language programs on TV, internet, or whatever might be available. Keeping a mother language dictionary handy to know the synonyms, or these days, just calling on Siri or Google or Alexa for translation. Language is a driver of information and communication. It's not only a tool for transmitting knowledge and information, it has made social integration, cultural identity, development, and sustainability a reality. With the advent of globalization, languages have become homogenized in this world. On this Mother Language Day, let us thank and celebrate our mothers and our mother language. Today, we have a number of young speakers here to share their thoughts on mother language. Let me stop now and turn it over to Kanmani, and a special word of thanks to my wife who helped me prepare this speech. Over to you, Kanmani.
Thank you. Thank you for your insightful words, Uncle. I loved how you stated that taking away one's mother tongue is like taking away their identity. I think we can all agree with that. So our next speaker is Sriram Ravi. Sriram is a high school junior studying at Middlesex County Academy for Science, Mathematics, Engineering, and Technology in Edison, New Jersey. He's interested in learning about computer science and aspires to be a software engineer when he grows up. During his free time, he enjoys listening to music and editing videos. Sriram is going to talk to us about his mother tongue, Tamil.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sriram, and my mother tongue is Tamil. I've always known how to speak Tamil, but I never knew how to read or write it as a kid. I thought I never needed to know how to do this because I believed that the only time I would use Tamil was to speak with my relatives back in India. But even then, I was not able to communicate my thoughts properly because I was never formally taught how to speak Tamil. When I was in 4th grade, I joined Kumarasamy Tamil School, where I spent 6 years of my life and ended up graduating last year. During my time here, I learned more about the language and reached a point where I can read and write better than speaking it. I was also surrounded by many other kids of my age who were also learning Tamil, and this common interest that we had allowed me to make more friends. While knowing how to read, write, and speak your mother tongue is essential, it is also crucial to know its history, which I learned more about during my time at Tamil school. I find the history of languages fascinating because the creation or destruction of text can add or remove from the language. The way people spoke Tamil hundreds of years ago is not the same as it is now. The new words created with new inventions are a current example of how a language changes. For example, a cell phone in Tamil is kaipesi. A cell phone did not exist at one point, meaning that this word also did not exist. This constant evolution of a language inspires me to learn more about it, and I'm constantly wondering how different the language will be years in the future. The evolution of my mother tongue is not the only thing that inspires me to learn more about it, but it's also the different lessons that I can learn. Tirukkurals are pieces of wisdom written by Tiruvalluvar thousands of years ago. Even though it was written such a long time ago, the things we can learn from it are still applicable today. During my years at Tamil school, we learned more than 100 Tirukkurals, and I can apply many of them to my life. One Tirukkural that I remember is Kedil Vilichalvam Kalvi, Yorvarku Madalla Matrayave. This Tirukkural teaches me about learning is the greatest wealth that one can have, and everything else cannot compare to it. This Tirukkural helped me bring into perspective the actual value of education and helped me understand why my parents were constantly pushing me to get good grades and study harder. Lessons like these inspire me to look deeper into my mother tongue and learn more about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sriram. I really resonate with how you found friends in Tamil school, and I enjoyed your perspective on the evolution of Tamil. Next up, we have Samira Udin. Samira is a 10th grade student studying general education at Franklin High School. She talks with her parents and grandparents in Bangla and tries to communicate in Bangla as much as she can. Samira has taken the Police Cadet Academy class and graduated it. The program is about working with the local police and learning about their responsibilities. In her free time, she enjoys watching anime, drawing, and reading books. Let's hear what she has to say. Thank you, Samira, for joining us.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi and everyone. My inspiration with my mother language Bengali is to continue to learn the origins of how the language was made and how it's different from other languages. Did you know that Bengali is the sweetest language in the world? It is because Bengali has a soft pronunciation. For example, most people know the famous statement Kim Mun Acho, which means how are you? There are many dialects.
Samira, sorry to interrupt. Can you be closer to the mic? Sorry to interrupt.
Closer.
You're not able to hear.
Samira, we are not able to hear you. You have to unmute yourself.
I think she could try turning her video off to see if that helps with her bandwidth.
No, yeah, keep talking, Samira. No, we have to unmute. Are you able to unmute?
I think it's unmuted, but speaker. Yeah, no.
My mother language because yes.
I think Bala, you can ask her to disconnect and connect back, and you can call the next
Can you hear
speaker.
me now?
Next, yeah, Samira, will you be able to disconnect and join back? Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, Kanmani, she will join back. Yeah.
Okay. So our next speaker is Devashish Gaitatke. Devashish is a sophomore at South Brunswick High School. His interests include automotive engineering and astronomy, and his hobbies include listening to music, playing guitar, and swimming. Devashish, we are so excited to hear about your experience with growing up with Marathi in your life. Come on up.
Oh, my name is Devashish Gaitatke. Language plays an important part in a person's life. Language facilitates a comprehension of the surrounding, learning of the concepts, and attaining various skills. Mother language benefits a child in many ways. It strengthens a child's identity, it improves a person's skill and performance, and it also enhances mental and emotional growth. Mother language strengthens cultural identity as we communicate with friends and parents and relatives, which is a key to creating strong cultural identity and our beliefs, especially for those who live far away from their home country. Our mother tongue connects us to our heritage and many other cultural aspects that are unique to immediate family. It is one of the powerful tools to preserve and convey culture and cultural ties. Some family members, such as grandparents, do not understand English commonly. Thus, when children grow up with particular emphasis on speaking a certain language other than their mother tongue, results in linguistic gaps with family members, consequencing emotional disconnect with family members. This is one of the reasons that I prefer to talk in my mother tongue when I'm around my family. It gives me immense pleasure when I see my grandparents on call and see the happiness in their eyes is unmeasurable. When I speak with them in my native language, the knowledge of native language is a crucial part and aspect of a person's life. It also helps in strong development that improves educational performance. It also stimulates a person's confidence in learning and adopting other languages. I strongly believe that children have a strong foundation in their mother language, equipping them with skills to learn other languages, learning and grasping concepts. Thank you.
Thank you. real quick, should we let Samira try again? Is she back in the?
Yeah, she's back. Let me check. Samira, are you able to hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. So, Kanmani, do you want to proceed?
I can.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Samira, can you hear us? I think the video is frozen.
Yeah, I think maybe she can turn off the video, just leave her on audio. Maybe her bandwidth.
Can you guys hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, turn off the video. Maybe it'll be better.
How about now? Is it clear?
Yep,
It's clear.
much better.
Perfect. Samira, go ahead.
Okay. My inspiration of my mother language, Bengali, is to continue to learn the origins of how the language was made and how it's different from other languages. Did you know that Bengali is the sweetest language in the world? It is because Bengali has a soft pronunciation. For example, most people know the famous statement, Kimun Acha, which means how are you? There are many dialects in Bangladesh and I speak Sylheti. I love having my mother language. What motivates me to learn Bengali is to communicate with my family members who don't speak English. It also reminds me of my ancestors who fought for the language. I'm very proud of my mother language because it's the language I learned as a baby and it is the root of my culture. That's all I had.
Okay. Thank you, Samira. It was enjoyable for us all to hear about your devotion to Bangla. And I liked how both you and Devashish talked about how you use your mother tongues to talk with your family. So next up, we have Samika Subarao. Samika is in the 5th grade and her hobbies are listening to music and drawing. She loves dancing. I find it really, really cool, Samika, that you wanted to come speak to us about the importance of your mother tongue at your young age. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts and perspective on Telugu.
Namaskara, my name is Samika and I'm in 5th grade and I'm here to talk about why I love my mother tongue. My mother tongue is very special to me because my parents first taught me the language Telugu and I always used to communicate in English. I always used to talk in English, but then in 2019 when I went to India, for my cousin's wedding, I learned how to speak it. I learned how to communicate in Telugu, and it was an amazing experience. And when I came back, I learned how to speak it. And my mom is very proud of me, and I'm very proud of myself too. Another reason why I love speaking Telugu is because I think Telugu is a special language because Telugu has a lot of Samatalu. Samatalu means idioms, and it has and in every Telugu word it ends with a vowel. So I think Telugu is a special language. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Samika. It was really, really cool again to hear your thoughts on Telugu and telling us how much it means to you, and we really appreciate it. And now Mr. Anbarasan is here to say a few more words. So we're really excited to hear what you have to say again.
All right, I'm unmuting myself. Good job, all of you. It's wonderful to hear your passion of your own mother language. I think all of you have told us how much you like and learn your mother language, and I think it's a great commendation to your parents to help you learn the language from many sources. I recognize Kumarasamy Tamil School that Sriram was mentioning. Kumarasamy was a dear friend. He was a New Jersey Tamil Association president like me, and his wife Renuka and her two daughters grew up with our kids in the young age. So I definitely recognize that, and there are many more schools like that in New Jersey now, pretty much in every area. So the growth of Tamil schools in New Jersey, and I think rest of the country has been phenomenal. And I think it shows the devotion that the parents and the Tamil speaking population has to propagate the language with the next generation. And it's not just not Tamil. I'm familiar with other languages, Hindi, Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada. There are many, many avenues for kids these days to learn. When our kids were born in this country in the 80s, there were not too many avenues for them to learn their mother languages. But I'm glad to see many of you learn and practice, more importantly, at home or with friends. It's very, very commendable. I think some of you touched upon identity, how a language gives you good cultural identity. That is so true. Language really unites people of a certain area. I know in this country, every language from India has a group or association. Telugu has a huge national presence, so is Tamil. I know Malayalis, Kerala associations practice Malayalam, and similarly Bengali, Hindi. Hindi, of course, is the largest population in the country. So I'm very pleased to hear you all talk about your love for the language in general and your mother language in particular. I hope and request all of you to continue to encourage the next generation after you to practice learning the language and speaking the language in practice, right? So with that said, I congratulate all of you. Kanmani, you did a phenomenal job, and I'll tell you, you have no accent in Tamil. You pronounce my name very well, and kudos to you. You did a great job emceeing the event, and thanks to Bala and Lamaran to put this whole thing together. I really, really appreciate all your efforts to come together and make this event happen. Hopefully, this would grow more in popularity as years go by, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you again, Mr. Anderson. And echoing what he said, thank you to all of our participants for beautifully explaining what their mother language means to them. Thank you to Thinnai America, Purachi Kavinar Bharatidasan Tamil Mandram, and Galatta Nettisan for organizing this event. And thank you all for coming.
Yeah, so yeah, we are not ending this event without appreciating the kids. That's not fair. So we have the certificates which we want to proudly present to the kids which spoke well. Fantastic. The student community is amazing, right? So they amaze us every day. So, and they are going to be the messengers of the mother languages in the future. So we would like to present for each of the students, participants, and who spoke here, a small certificate from our side. So Viyan, will you be able to share? Yeah. Yeah. So I'd like to ask our chief guest, Councilman Mr. Raman Belson to give this certificate to Mr. Sriram. Obviously, we have to take this virtually, but I'd like to present this to Sriram. So if you can present this.
Sure, Bala. Sriram, let me give you this certificate of participation from Tinai America on the International Mother Language Day virtual event held on February 19th, 2022.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then the next one, the certificate goes to, Samira.
Okay. Hi, Sam. How are you? Maybe she's not around. So I take great pleasure in awarding this certificate of participation to Samira Udin. By the way, her mother is my colleague at the Township Council, great young council member who really cares for her ward constituents. So Samira, here's your certificate of participation on the International Mother Language Day virtual event held on February 19, 2022.
Thank you. The next one goes to Devashish. Yeah.
Hello, Devashish. I take great pleasure in awarding the certificate of participation to you for the International Mother Language Day celebration virtual event held on February 19, 2022. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. And then the next one.
All right, last but not the least, Samika Subarao, here's your certificate of participation on the International Mother Language Day virtual event held on February 19, 2022. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And finally, we don't want to miss Kanmani Urekanan, so we obviously want to give her a certificate.
Of course. Kanmani, you did a fantastic job of hosting this event. Your commitment to Tamil is unbelievable. I wish many kids your age take your passion and learn their mother tongue and practice as well as you do. All right. Congratulations again. Here's your certificate of participation on the International Mother Language Day virtual event held on February 19, 2022. All the best to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So Kanmani, do you want to go for a thank you note?
I've honestly said everything that I had to say, but again, thank you to everyone for just talking about what their mother tongue means to them, especially when you guys are so young. And it seems like not everyone cares the way you do. So just thank you again. And thank you to everyone for showing up. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I thank our chief guest, Councilman Mr. Raman Belson, and the participants and the parents and others who joined this event. It gives us, we did this event last year, and then we are going to continually do this every month. So this gives us an encouragement to do this every year and with more student community. And we will definitely start doing this. I thank from my heart on behalf of Tinai America, Prochikavingar Badas and Tamil Mandram and Galatta Nettisan teams who helped and set up this event. And thank you very much.
Have a good night, everyone, or good afternoon.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Good night, sir, for you.
Thank you.
Good night, sir.